I must say on a personal note that I'm super excited being here. Because actually me and Brian have worked together for the last 4 months, and we Zoomed, we chat, Slacked, mailed, everything. And in fact, the first time we met in person, like, I think less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours still.
Yeah, and it's amazing, and it's all thanks to technology, but I'm not here to pitch on technology because we are all tech lovers. Okay, so today, why we are here anyway. So today we're going to talk about the collaboration between GitHub and JFrog, which is a collaboration that actually came from the field. It came from you, we heard, and we did it. And Brian, so what's so exciting about it?
Well, again, first of all, thank you. This is my first Swamp Up. I'm super excited to be here. It's great to see all the Froggers in person, as well as all the wonderful customers that I got to talk to yesterday, and look forward to talking to the rest of the week. The reality is that GitHub takes its position as the leader in open source and a home for over 100 million developers seriously. We do that providing our advanced security products to all open source projects and to the community, which means we want to help everyone, both open source and enterprises, deliver secure solutions faster. And we start doing about that, that means we got to make sure the tools are available where you need it, and we have to provide a platform that enables our partners like JFrog to bring their expertise in binary management and all the other great tools you heard about today to you in an integrated experience. And that's what's really great about this partnership. This is a meeting of the minds on the best way to serve you, our shared customers.
Absolutely, Brian. So I want to tell you a short story that might be related to. And it all starts with the developer that just were about to leave the office, but Murphy always strikes a time, and his build was failed. Something happened all along the way. It can be test, it can be some security issue. And at this time, all of his friends standing around him and waiting him to fix the issue. Hey, what's going on? You said it's going to be ready at 9. It won't be ready at 9. And time flies when you're having fun, so...
We got to work on your definition of fun, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, time flies. And we want to be sure that we know how to understand and identify issue at a very short time and be productive. And when I always think about it like an outage. I mean, I won't go to the electrical cabinet unless I have an outage. I'm not coming to my home, say hello to my wife, and first of all open the electrical cabinet. This is not me. But once there is an issue, I want to immediately understand what's going on. And there's a lot of switch over there, each switch connected to another switch. And it's sometimes hard to understand what happened and what caused this outage. And it seems related to the software supply chain processes. So let's talk about how software development looks like in a very big picture. So it all starts with the developer who writing his code, fetch all his third-party dependencies from this global registry out there, like PyPI, NuGet, etc. And in fact, 90% of our application it's written by others, but never mind. And then we start a process, and we push this code into our version control system, GitHub in our case. And Brian, can you tell us what's going on there?
Right. Well, we start thinking about when we talk about the development pipeline, it's that process of moving left to right. So developers are working on their workstation, probably in a branch. They're going to create a PR. They're then going to push that up to GitHub, and you're going to go through that process of making sure it fits your needs. You're going to do some type of build process, hopefully, CI, and then you're going to do analysis, and you're going to do some testing, and you're going to deploy that out to your various environments. And we think about that typical process, it's all about finding how we can improve the processes so you can do it faster yet more securely. So with the partnership of JFrog and GitHub, we're able to wrap that entire experience end to end. From the moment you start working in code, we're going to be there to help protect you and protect your code and make sure that you don't introduce vulnerabilities. In fact, one of the great features we have as part of GitHub Advanced Security and our secret scanning product is what's known as push protection. Yeah. And push protection, in this year alone, we've already prevented 30,000 secrets from being pushed into repositories. Push protection is a feature that's available free to the open source community as well as to public repos. And of course, if you license GitHub Advanced Security, you can use it in your enterprise. And that goes to that idea of that end-to-end, at every stage of the process, GitHub and JFrog have your back.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. I think that people here want to see a demo. Let's,
you know,
I mean, we are developers.
Okay.
Let's start with a demo.
So we've got a laptop over here. Oh, wait a minute. This is yours, right?
Yeah.
I need your finger.
Yeah, just a second. This was planned. All right. Here we go.
Now, sadly, age. OK, so everything starts at GitHub in the repository. And so we've got this existing repository we're going to work with. And then, like a lot of people, we like to use Visual Studio Code. And what you see here is an index.js file that's got some various API endpoints. And I'm sure none of you have ever done this, so I'm not saying anybody in the room is guilty of this, but you've tried to do something quickly, and maybe you went out to the internet and you grabbed a piece of code, and you came in and thought, this will be good, and I'll just put it in. And the code will say, well, security's hard, so let's just go get a personal access token and just put that in there temporarily. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, right.
And so you save it, and then you come over to the terminal, and you're like, OK, git status. Let me get in the window there. OK, I don't know
this is Hebrew. Let me change that.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Brian, you got to walk on your Hebrew. All right.
My friend, yeah. And that's the sad part, right? Yonatan, we're going over discussing things, and he's like, my English, I'm like, brother, my Hebrew. Let's see, Shabbat Shalom.
Great.
You're
doing great.
Right?
You're doing great.
OK, so we'll do a git status. And now I can't even type English. And there we go. We got a modified file. So, Git is so hard sometimes. Boy, I really wish we had some help here. But we'll do a git commit. And we'll do, let's see, is it MA?
AM? Let's
AM?
try.
God, this is
Maybe.
so, I'm really going to have to work on this. Oh, wow. That's an exciting type of keyboard there.
Using others' computers always gets you stressed.
Demo magic. All right. And so we'll do that. So I've got one file changed. So we'll clear this up. And we're going to do a git push. And I'm going YOLO. I'm not even on a branch. I'm going straight to main. And give it a second, and boom.
Oh.
Now, what's going on there? So let me just collapse this window a little bit here. Push protection works natively no matter what client you're using because it's integrated in the pipeline between the Git client and the GitHub repository. So this will work no matter what tool you're using. And what we're doing is telling you, number one, you've done something wrong. Number two, we try to educate you by providing a URL to the documentation.
Yeah,
but
right.
I know, Yonatan,
Yeah,
the whole
right.
reading thing. So we got to play gatekeeper. And then finally, you'll notice, to push, you should remove the secret from the commits. And this is a critical aspect because developers sometimes think, oh, I've done it accidentally. I'll just delete that commit. History is eternal. And then they go searching on Stack Overflow. How do I rewrite history?
Yeah.
And you talk about secure lineage. No, this is just not working. Let's just shift left on security and stop developers. And so what you can do is you can click on the link, and it will give you information about what you did. It said, hey, we found a GitHub personal access token. Currently, we recognize over 180 different types of well-known patterns for tokens, AWS, Azure, et cetera. And we support customized secret token definitions for those enterprises that have their own custom systems. And you can come in and decide, hey, it's a test. It's a false positive, my favorite. I'll fix it later. No. And for a lot of you enterprises, yes, absolutely, we can restrict who has the ability to even do this. So in general, I think we're just going to say, you know what? I'm not going to push this.
Yeah.
And let's get on to showing more secure practices.
I totally agree with you.
All right. So thank you for that.
OK, so let's get back to the presentation. And we talked about, remember this, let's go back to the presentation. I'll do my magic. No, it doesn't work. OK, anyway. OK, so you have to know in order to trust. And when I'm saying it, I mean that in order to trust your process, you want to know better. And we talked a lot here today about source code and binaries. And in fact, I want to know at the very left side what's going on all along the way. So we have this flashlight that we have today, but together with the collaboration with GitHub, we made the beam of light stronger and longer so we can understand better what's going on with our processes, whether it was failed or whether it was succeed. I want to understand what's going on there. And there are many events that are happening during this time. It's starting from compiling, then I'm fetching my third-party dependencies, or maybe the opposite, and I create my binaries, and then I scan for security or compliance violations. I mean, it's a game between the developers, the security people, the CISO, and actually today everyone is involved even in the process of developing my software. And in fact, there are many other processes along the way, and it different between different organizations, and it all depends on what the organization need in order to bring our software to perfection. So we understand there are a lot of puzzle pieces, and we want to connect it all together so it will, you like the effect, huh? So it will be very clear to understand what's going on. So together with our friend at GitHub, we work together to bring, first of all, integrity. And speaking about integrity, I mean, you have talked about OIDC, and I think OIDC is great, and there will be a dedicated session will be by Ravit Shapira. Look for it. And the power of OIDC is that we no longer need the hard-coded token. Remember that key to kingdom that Eyal spoke about. We don't want to use this hard-coded token. We want to have a short-lived token that will be generated dynamically upon our logic, and we want to make it like in a real time. Each workflow, for example, will get the relevant permission it needs. I mean, if it's a workflow that doesn't deploy anything, I wouldn't give in a token that gives him permission to deploy. It doesn't make sense. So this is where OIDC and integrity come in place, and it's very easy to integrate. It's a one-time configuration on the JFrog platform, and then I will, of course, demo it, but you can use it all over your organization in every workflow. Then we move forward to clarity, and speaking about clarity, yeah, great. To give you total workflow visibility, and it's related to this flashlight. We want you to know at the very early stage on your workflow, in the job run, exactly what happened during this job. What artifacts were published? Are they vulnerable? Are they violating one of my organization policies? Maybe it even failed because a curation policy. I mean, we can get it today, but we need to go between each and every log and line and start finding what's going on and think about, some new guys in the organization. They need to understand why things are not working. I mean, it's always good to know at a glance what's going on.
Yeah, this is good stuff, really showing that partnership between the two platforms. And again, we're out to save you time.
Yeah. And then we're talking about continuity, and speaking about it, we got some font issues there. Never mind, you will forgive me, I'm a developer. Anyway, and we talked a lot about this, keep you in the flow. We now generate precise links that take you from the workflow, from the job, to the platform, if you want to go and delve into the build info that you have mentioned. And then, this when you are developing stuff and going between documentation and stuff, then you need to understand, wait, where was my tab that I used? So no more. We will provide you with a link that takes you directly from the build info to the job that actually created it. And then the story, remember, that Eyal told about this guy from Python. He developed some image on his own machine, and then he put his token inside the source code, but he removed it, but he forgot that he compiled the Python code, and it created these PYC files there, which contain the actual key. And as part of our drinking our own champagne, we always continually going and scanning this global registry out there, and one of our researchers found this key that was there like around a year and even more, and he found this key inside the container. And why I'm saying it? Because we need a unity. And speaking about unity, it's to give you all the information at the very early stage. In our case, in GitHub, we want to consolidate the solution of source scanning and binary scanning and bring it to the most earlier stage in this chain. because it makes sense to, if you have a leaked secret in an image out there, you got to treat it immediately.
Yeah, when Yonatan showed me this first time, he was like, well, does GitHub detect this? I goes, well, the source, he goes, maybe, maybe not. And I was blown away. The fact that you can't see it because it's hidden in that support file just shows you the complexity that we're dealing with in modern software development. I thought I knew what was going on, and then, again, I was amazed.
Yeah. OK, Brian, I think we talked a lot, and maybe it's time to...
I think you need to show them some notes.
Yeah. Anyway, let's start.
All right.
OK, so we all start with can you see my screen? No, not yet.
Not yet.
It feels like Zoom. Can you see my screen? No? Yes? No?
Not yet.
Yeah,
there we go.
We can see. Great. Thank you. So we talked about the integrity. And if I'll go to my workflow, which if you are not familiar with GitHub, which I guess you are, some of you here, this is the workflow. This is where I create the set of steps that I want in order to build my software. And if you are already doing it today with JFrog CLI, you probably use a JFrog access token that you store as a secret in your GitHub repository. So from now on, you can go and remove this hard-coded access token. You can do it right after our talk, actually. Thank you.
Yes.
And the idea is that, as you can see here, all you need to pass is this OIDC provider name that you will set on the JFrog platform. And by that, you don't need using a JFrog access token anymore as hard-coded token in GitHub.
And this is a great example. With GitHub Actions, right, we want to be your CI/CD platform. And we've worked hard to make sure that you can securely communicate with your external services, whether it be the cloud like AWS and Azure or with JFrog. And this is a great step to make our entire software delivery pipeline more secure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. OK, so let me. All right. And then we talked about the clarity. And the clarity is that we want to understand what's going on. So OK, we can immediately say that this is the workflows that build my application. This is different attempts. So it first failed, then it succeeded, and then it failed again.
What's going on, man? I like green. This red, though, is scaring me. Or is this, again, JFrog doing its job?
Yeah, I agree.
So look at that. Oh.
So let's get into the JFrog job summary. And as you can see here, it's inside GitHub. This is not JFrog. This is GitHub. And what we can see here that, OK, our build failed, and we can immediately see why it was failing. We can see that it was failed because it violated some curation policy. And we can even dive deeper and see that there is a specific package that caused this failure. So it means that immediately we can understand what's going on. And let me just go back. And then we will go. Remember, I told you that even when things are green or succeeded, I want to understand what's going on. So here is a succeed workflow one, and I can get a lot of information here. For example, what is the build that were published during this process? So I see it published a build info named SwampUp 15. Then it published some NPM module and also created two images named SwampUp, and it created it into architectures like AMD 64 and ARM 64. And this is the binary part. And also we have the security part here. So we can see that during this workflow, I also asked it to scan these images and the build, and it gives me with all the information. Although I didn't create any security violation, so as the security person in the company, I say, hey, how these things, like how it's green, it should be red. I mean, you need to be something to enforce a policy on it. So it's very clear to understand that we have no violations found, so we have no policy. So I created this watch right after I saw it's green, and once I added this watch, so of course, it failed, and it also indicates the security violation. So I can see immediately that we have some 5 critical issues that I need to take care of.
And this is fantastic about staying in the flow and have that ability to view this information as you walk through that CI/CD process, immediately knowing, hey, it's green, it's good, but right away, I mean, the visuals are fantastic that we're able to see that in place. But I noticed you've got some links there that are going to take me straight into what this. I don't have to go search and hunt and peck because I got to apologize. I have not been using Artifactory every day. So I hunt and peck, so to take me there is going to be great.
Absolutely. So you talked about the flow, and this is where the links comes in place to keep you in this flow. So here you can see, for example, we have this Swamp Up 15. It's a link that will take you directly to the platform. It will, in this example, I'm clicking. It's open. I will wait it to come up. OK, let's log in quickly. OK. Now, once I'm logged in, it will take me directly to this build, the build that was created as part of this job. So we can get lots of information. Some of this information we already got on the GitHub side, so we are already aware that it has some violations. But we can go and even dive in and get more information about environment variable and get many valuable information that we will need in order to keep integrity with our process. But OK, we want to get back to this GitHub
Right,
page.
this is the thing. Now I got to re-log into GitHub. I have to find where I'm at in the repo.
Yeah, and the tab is no longer here. So you can see, you can just click on this CI agent. It will take you directly to the specific job run that created this build info, and this is why we talked about keep you in the flow, keep you in the context.
That's fantastic, right? Seeing that end-to-end lineage, right? You go to Artifactory, you see it from there, you get straight to GitHub, see where the source code came from, see how it got built. I mean, that's first class. That's fantastic. Don't you guys think that's great? Come on.
Thank you.
The JFrog team just really busted. They've worked great.
Thank you, thank you. And OK, now we talked about consolidation. I mean, what is consolidation? What is it about? So Brian, can you tell us a bit about this security tab?
Yeah, exactly. So Yonatan's going to click the security tab, and this is available in every repo on GitHub, whether it's public or private. And again, depending upon your version, you might see different features light up. But one of the key things we have there in every setup is what's called Dependabot, which helps you manage and look at your dependency tree to see if there's new releases out there and help you identify security issues. But you'll also notice we have a code scanning feature. And if Yonatan clicks on this, you'll see that we've found some issues. And notice we have a couple at the top there that are detected by CodeQL. CodeQL is our source code analysis tool that will take a look at your source code and look for well-known patterns of vulnerabilities. We support multiple languages from Java to JavaScript, C#, et cetera. And what we do is we work with the community to get input about violations and things that are found. CVEs come in, and what we do is we propose fixes. Now, if you click on the first one, uncontrolled data in path expression, there we go. You'll see a couple things. It's currently open, and what we always do, regardless of what version of GAS you're using, it comes in and tells you, this is what we found, here's the detail of the relevant CVE, and here's a possible fix. But one of our big changes is we're trying to make it easier for everybody because the details of going to take that, test it, and work through it is complicated. So we now have a feature called Copilot Autofix, which just shipped last month. This is a new feature of GitHub Advanced Security where we go from found means fixed. So you'll see that we've done that there. And so we're really looking at how we can help you find those issues in your code quickly. But if you go back to the previous page, right, there's a couple CodeQL issues, but then again, JFrog has done this extra work. I see JFrog X-ray scanner right there in my GitHub dashboard.
Exactly. So just by implementing the CLI version 4, you get this X-ray scanner directly inside your GitHub.
This is available
platform.
today to them.
It's available. You can start right after this meeting.
Fantastic.
Session. OK, it's a big meeting. Anyway.
It's a big meeting.
OK, so yeah, for example, we can see lots of findings by the JFrog X-ray scanner, but not only that. If you go inside, you can get more information for what are the source images that bring this issue to the table. And even more, you can get the applicability of this issue. So we have contextual analysis right here on GitHub side, and we can tell you, hey, you can stay at home. This one is not applicable.
This is nothing to worry about. OK.
You can still keep relaxed and don't do anything. I mean, you can do the triage right from here. And we also talked about this secret scanning. And this is where you can just come to the tool and check for the JFrog binary secret scanner. And here we can see these are actually secrets that currently in the binaries in your JFrog artifactory that currently there. So here, let's go to the first one, and we can get more information where exactly it's located. We can have an evidence about what we found. And we can give you some show more how the best practice and everything, but we're a developer. Don't teach me anything. I know everything. OK? So this is where why the binary scanning is very important, and it should be implemented with the very left side of the development. So here we are together with GitHub, bringing you all the valuable information at a glance.
Isn't that great?
OK. Thank you.
There we go. So once again, we want to bring both platforms together to meet you where you're at. But I think we've got one more thing.
Yeah, let's get back to the slideshow. And all right. So, Brian.
We look so cute up there.
Yeah, I agree. Now, you wouldn't really think that I will finish this session without saying AI, right?
Well, there you go. AI.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to do a live demo about in a session with AI.
What could go wrong?
Well, yeah, I agree. No, it will be fine. So, Brian, we're going to demo the Copilot extension for JFrog. And I got to say, on a personal note, that I've been working at JFrog here for the last 8 years. And this is one of the most exciting features that I've seen. Like, there are a lot of exciting features. Sorry, guys. But this is a very exciting one. And before we dive in and see a live demo, can you give a few words on Copilot?
Absolutely. So GitHub Copilot is the world's most widely adopted AI developer tool. We currently have over 1.8 million paid users at 77,000 organizations. Again, just like Yonatan, I work on code every day, and I had my Copilot light bulb moment like a lot of people. It really is a fantastic tool to help you. When we start looking at the data around it, we're seeing things like 55% faster completions, 55% more upskilling, and 41% less burnout. What does that translate to? It translates to maximizing developer happiness, right? That developer happiness, which a lot of times some people at the C-levels and the accounts are like, I don't care if they're happy. You do care if they're happy. You care if they're not overworked, because that means they deliver higher quality code, they deliver it faster, and it's more secure. With GitHub Copilot, we're trying to make it available everywhere you need it. That means in your IDE, in the CLI, in your mobile application, but even better, through Copilot extensions, we want it integrated with the first-class partners out there like JFrog to bring you that information that is critical for you maintaining the security of your pipeline directly to your fingertips where you need it, and like my CEO said, in natural language, and believe it or not, yes, English, German, and Hebrew.
All right.
So let's see a demo of this, because I am so excited to be able to share this with you all today. And as we mentioned, it is in preview. It will be available very shortly to every one of you as a JFrog and GitHub customer. So we're going to jump into Visual Studio Code. Yonatan, excuse me, I want to call you Yuval. Yonatan's going to clean up his window a bit, make that chat window a little bigger. And
great.
So you see right away he's got add JFrog there. What's going to happen when you start typing there?
OK, so let's start. First of all, it's in your IDE. It's in the GitHub platform for those who have it available. And the idea is, I call it give the Copilot a frog brain. It's giving the context of your organization, of your binaries, directly to your Copilot. So
fantastic.
Let's start a quick demo. And I wanted to recommend me for 3 NPM packages for making HTTP requests. Request, not in this plural. Anyway, it will go, and now behind the scene, it goes and use our catalog in order to fetch the relevant libraries that will assist us with what we need. So it gives me some options. It gives me Axios, Node Fetch, and Request. All of these are very famous libraries. But I want to understand what is the context of my organization. I mean, I want to use something that my organization is not. So why not asking it, is my org already, Brian, can I use this org as a native speaker?
I think,
it's okay, right?
Copilot's very flexible. Slang, developer speak. OK, so I'm asking it, is my organization already use one of these? So it goes, and now what's happening behind the scene, it goes and get your organization context, and it tells me, yeah, your organization is using Axios, and is used 1.5.1 and 1.5.0. And the other packages are not part of my organization. So it makes it clear that I first will go and check this Axios. But before I do that, I
I want to understand, like, OK, let's go with Axios. Where exactly it's located. And now behind the scene, it will go and again check the platform. It will go and check for this package, and it will give me the package URL that will take me directly to the platform, to the exact location where this package located. And then I can get even more information. For example, OK, I see that it was deployed by some guy named Yonatan. Anyway, we will check about this guy later.
You know, what's great about this, I don't want you to miss that, right? First of all, we always fear AI is going to give us the right answer. And by the way, still be polite. But it gives us the answer and then says, here's the source of truth. It's in your artifact repository. Yeah. I think that right there is just fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. And then I'm becoming a responsible developer because I care about security.
OK.
OK. And I'll ask, is it secure? And I want to understand if it has any vulnerabilities and if it's OK to work with. And it goes in, and surprisingly, it tells me that it's not secure, and it has some vulnerabilities. And I will go even more further, and I'll ask, is it allowed by my org? And at this point, it will go and check our curation policies and our security policies, and it will tell me what's going on. So it tells me, no, listen, it's blocked. 1.5.1 is blocked by your organization because it violates my policy. And it also telling me that the solution for each CVE. So I can see that 1.74 is the version I should go with. But you know, then I ask myself, OK, I'm working in the financial, and I want to understand if this version is popular among financial services.
So you got the JFrog Bank here.
Exactly. So we know what our, like, not specific customer, but the sectors are using.
OK.
And by that, we can tell you if it's popular or not. So OK, I'll go with 1.74. Is it popular among financial services? And then it will go again, ask the catalog what's going on, and yeah, it tells me it is quite popular.
That's pretty popular.
And if I want to even go further, I can ask, can you give me the popularity of the latest 4 versions? And again, it will go, it will fetch the latest 4 version, and it's very important to say, as Thomas said before, this is not a pre-model. It go lively and check what's going on out there and give me the most fresh information that is out there. And yeah, it came back and said, yeah, actually Axios is very popular.
Yep.
And I can say that it's very popular. It's in the 99th percentile in most of the cases. So in this case, I will probably go with the latest one, which is 1.77. And I will move on. And this is basically it. It's speaking with a Copilot chat about my organization, about my binaries, getting actually the best decision for which is the next package I'm going to choose.
Right. So you're getting, yeah, that's not great.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm going to make you go off road.
Yeah.
Show some Hebrew, because I'm sorry, I was blown away by this.
You know, we can try. OK, so it's basically, I'm also writing like in Hebrew. I can ask him. It wasn't planned. Anyway, let's check Copilot if it understands Hebrew. And yeah, again, I asked for a good library that I can use. So in general, it doesn't matter where are you in the world, whether you are a native English speaker, if you are from Israel, India, it doesn't matter. I mean, speak any language, Copilot will understand.
It'll understand it, and then with the extension there with JFrog, you get that grounding in reality, that real data for your organization brought together with the flexibility of natural language. Again, where you're at. We just showed you in VS Code, but this also works in GitHub.com. It'll work in Visual Studio, and soon it'll work in our partner environments like JetBrains as well as NeoVim.
Super exciting. Thank you, Brian. OK, so I think we can conclude.
Look,
let's go back.
We might even give him a few minutes back.
Yeah.
Look at us. Efficiency.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I sat here this morning and saw the announcements. JFrog has really done an amazing job of really cementing their leadership position in binary management. But what I love more is the fact that we have built a platform that allows them to deliver such great integration on top of GitHub. As you can see from the diagram, this isn't just marketing bluster. The fact that they let us do this should show you the fact that the developers are right here with you. JFrog and GitHub working together to make sure you can ship faster, yet securely.